Take a look at Zillow lately. Ever say, there's no way that house is selling for that much? Well, you'd be surprised. Well, it's the same for businesses. Some companies think their properties are actually worth less. So what do? They appeal. They go to the county. They apply in the spring, make their case in the summer. The county may lower the assessment. Does this lower their taxes? Sure could. But first, remember what goes into a tax bill. There's an overall tax rate. That's made up of various tax rates. One set by the township council, one set by the school board, and so on. Then, multiply the overall tax rate by the value of the property. That is what is paid in property taxes. So, if the property assessment goes down, so do the property taxes. But the higher amount is already being paid. A credit is issued. Use it next year. That means net less taxes. But then what happens? Well, the township, the school board, the county, all the budgets have been set. The township collected the money, around 3/4 went to the others. Well, not everything is equal. You see, a successful appeal, the township bears the whole cost. The county, school board, fire districts, and libraries, they all get 100%. That's why the township works hard for assessments that are correct. Successful appeals, that can be a big blow to the municipal budget, and the township council has to plan for it. But what about, say, the school district? Well, nothing. So in a way, the township is subsidizing it. That's good insurance for the school board. Since 2010, property owners have reduced their taxes by more than $27.8 million. Remember, the school district usually gets just over a half of property taxes. That can mean the township covering over $13.9 million of the school board's losses. And most of this money is from business appeals. That's why it's good planning to have a handful of warehouses with pilot plans. That means no appeals. That means no matter what, they pay the set amount. So what is happening for homeowners this year? Well, home prices rose again. In fact, they nearly doubled over the past several years. That is why the Township Council lowers the municipal tax rate to offset much of the rise in home values. What about the school board? Well, even knowing it wouldn't lose money on appeals, the school board passed a budget that raises taxes nearly $400 on the average homeowner. That's with a hefty amount of state aid, and taxes from businesses, and land taxes from warehouses with pilot programs. And its budget is more than double the township's. And remember, the school board's tax hike is an average of nearly $400. That means for some, it could be much higher. So in the meantime, when you get your property tax bill, remember, the township does not set the final amount.